This is News 3 Nightside with Jim Snyder and Sue Manteris.
Tomorrow is April 1st, not only April Fool's Day, it's the official Census Day.
Right, 10 questions that will ultimately bring in about $10,000 per person for the state of Nevada if the forms are filled out.
That is the big if, right? News 3's Anita Roman joins us live tonight with more on this. Anita, this year the state got really involved in getting the message out.
Jim and Sue, that message, fill out those census forms and get them in the mail. In the past, Nevada has ranked at the bottom as far as response, and this year an aggressive ad campaign aims to change that.
Hey Nevada, it's time to take the census and find out who's here.
The state of Nevada is fighting for what it has coming to it.
A million trillion. 9, 10, 11.
It wants every person accounted for.
I'm thinking maybe 400,000.
So that every dollar that belongs here comes here.
So fill out the form.
Hopefully a lot of people have seen in practice what the money paid for. A lot of TV ads, radio ads, print materials.
Nevada's Secretary of State, Ross Miller, says a settlement that only his office had access to allowed the state to spend $962,000 on a campaign to promote the 2010 census. From highway billboards to booths at a Cesar Chavez celebration, even the hard-to-reach populations that might otherwise ignore the census, like the homeless or Hispanic community, are being made aware of just how important their voice is.
We want to make sure that we have an accurate count, that everybody is counted, not just a certain race.
In 2000, we made this exact same kind of a push. We had the same kind of a strategy, and Nevada had the best improvement in census response of any state in the country.
According to David Byerman, chief liaison for the U.S. Census in Nevada, in 1999, our state ranked 45th in the nation for census response. In 2000, Nevada ranked 21st. Byerman and the Secretary of State say it's all because of a similar campaign to the one running right now.
Their future's brighter when you fill out the census.
One that will hopefully bring brighter days filled with more federal funding. According to the Secretary of State, Nevada is one of the only states in the Rocky Mountain region to have a campaign like this one. The reason the office wanted to have a specific campaign for Nevada because Miller says the national campaign just doesn't speak to Nevadans. Jim?
All right, Anita, thank you. Tomorrow, as we've said, is the official U.S. Census Day, but that's not a deadline. We want to clear up some confusion. It's not the last day to get those forms in. You have until May 1st for that. So if you haven't filled yours out, you can still do that and send it in. The U.S. Census Office will be sending out a second round of questionnaires soon. If you lost yours under a pile of junk mail, or maybe you didn't get one in the first round, in the meantime, you can watch out for census fraud. This is something else that we see. The Secretary of State's office has received scattered reports of people posing as census takers knocking on doors. And again, it's too early for anyone to be out there doing that, but every U.S. government census employee will have an official badge, a tote bag for their paperwork, and a parking placard. What they will never ask you for is personal information like your Social Security number or your bank account information. You shouldn't expect to see anyone knocking on your door until May, but if they do, the best thing to do is to ask to see that badge.